In the schoolyard, a horde of zombies shuffles toward the school building, drawn by the strange noise echoing from within. The source, Karin singing, blasting through the halls. As they stepped inside, there seemed to be a strange liquid on the floor. Following where the sound is coming from, they made their way to the last floor, where the phone is connected to a speaker. But this isn't some zombie karaoke, it's a trap. As the last of the zombies file into the building, Karin thanked them for coming in and shouted to Sato to proceed. Sato, who's been anxiously waiting for this moment, rushes to lock the door, his hands trembling. With a deep breath, he lights a lighter and tosses it inside. The liquid earlier was gasoline. The gasoline-soaked floor ignites instantly, and Sato bolts out of the building as flames roar to life. The school building becomes a blazing inferno, the fire consuming everything inside, including the unlucky zombies. The plan worked perfectly, luring the zombies in with sound and then setting them ablaze. They even managed to lure some zombies outside the school. Sato asked if they could be killed with fire, making sure things worked out. Miki answered that she already run an experiment on zombies to see their reaction to fire. The idea of her running zombie experiments gives Sato the creeps, but he's too relieved to dwell on it. Besides, they've got bigger things to focus on, like the van they scored from a teacher. Miki wants to practice driving first before hitting the road. She also instructed Karin to bring everything she needs as they won't be back immediately. Sato said that it was a lot to do, and suggested to practice all day. Miki, however, is having none of it. Time is a luxury they can't afford, especially with their dwindling food supplies. They need to move, and fast. She tells Sato to get ready for the next step, and with that, she's off, behind the wheel and tearing up the road acting like a pro. Sato, eyes wide, can't believe how fast she's going. Then again, for someone planning to build a zombie kingdom, maybe this shouldn't be surprising. As she drives, Miki reflects on the fire they set. It's bound to attract attention, maybe even other survivors. And speaking of survivors, in a nearby building, a group of them is holed up, trying to survive. Among them is Awasa, who's just been ordered to check outside by Mori, a guy who looks like he bullied kids for lunch money before the apocalypse. Awasa, still bruised from the day before, tries to beg off, but Mori, not one to take no for an answer, insists he takes Yamaki, a terrified, chubby guy who looks like he's about to wet himself. Yamaki can't even speak properly because he's scared. Awasa, trying to keep Yamaki calm, decides to go see Mori and the others to tell the plan. As Awasa reaches for the door, he hears something that makes his blood run cold. Inside, Mori is talking with his crew about their dwindling food supplies. One of Mori's lackeys asked if help will really come. Mori, ever the smooth talker, reassures him that the Americans or the SDF are bound to show up any day now. But just in case they don't, he's already got a backup plan. They'll use the weak as bait, distracting the zombies while they hoard the remaining supplies. The lackey, still uneasy, asks what happens if help actually arrives. Won't the women spill everything? Mori, with a sinister grin, explains that once they're done playing, they'll just turn the women into zombies. That way, there'll be no one left to talk, and with only the 4 of them left, they'll have enough supplies to last a whole year. Hearing this made Awasa run for it. Telling the others is pointless, they're as good as dead already. All he can do is hope. Hope that someone out there is strong enough, brave enough to take down these scumbags. As he reaches the rooftop, he spots smoke in the distance, a reminder of the fire from earlier. It wasn't set by zombies, that's for sure. Maybe, just maybe, there's someone out there who can help. Back in the van, Sato tries to lighten the mood, but ends up complaining about Miki's driving instead. Karin, barely holding on, just laughs and calls Miki a speed demon. Inside the van, Miki's driving like she's auditioning for a Fast and Furious sequel, leaving Sato gripping the seat for dear life. His nerves are shot, and he can't help but suggest, maybe we should slow down a bit. Miki, with her usual calm, replies, we don't have time for that. We need to reach our destination before sunset. She explains that if zombies catch them on this narrow road, they'll be in serious trouble. Accidentally she crashes into a trash can without a second thought. While Sato is on the verge of a meltdown, Karin just laughs it off, clearly enjoying the ride. Sato's anxiety is through the roof. At this rate, he might actually wet himself. Karin suddenly spots zombies in the rearview mirror and warns Miki. Miki assumes they're following because she hit the trash can, but in Karin's mind it's probably her wild driving that's drawn them in. Sato, meanwhile, is shaking like a leaf. Miki shouted at Sato, snapping him out to reality. He scrambles to grab a phone and tosses it out the window. The phone rings with Karin singing, distracting the zombies away from the van. Miki smirks and speeds up, leaving the undead in the dust. As they barrel down the road, Sato spots a zombie dead ahead and shouts a warning. It's too narrow to dodge. He yells, but Miki just presses the accelerator. It's only one zombie, she says nonchalantly, and before Sato can react, they slam into it at full speed, sending the zombie flying like a ragdoll. After what feels like an eternity, they finally escape the narrow road and reach the main road. Sato nearly shouts with relief. He's alive. The main road is wider, giving them all a chance to catch their breath. Noticing Sato's exhaustion, Miki suggests he take a nap while Karin keeps watch. Sato agrees, letting out a sigh of relief. But just as he's about to doze off, he realizes he doesn't even know where they're going. He figures it's probably a shopping mall or somewhere they can scavenge for food, nodding to himself before drifting off. Miki keeps her eyes on the road, knowing that the world outside might look empty, but danger is always lurking. After some time, they finally arrive at their destination. Miki wakes Sato, leaning in close enough to make him blush. Rubbing his eyes, he thanks her groggily. Miki hurries Sato out of the van and checks its condition, which is worse than she expected. The van's done for. Karin just smiles it off, unfazed. After all, they've made it to their destination, and there are plenty of cars parked in the lot. Sato steps out and looks around, surprised to find they've arrived at Koinuma Electronics, a department store.